Hello guys and welcome back to my channel Technical Interview, and today we are back with another exciting video that you guys have requested for a long time, and that is the complete deployment of a full stack React application into the cloud server. So over here in this video we will be deploying the entire full stack application starting from the front end till the back end, and also we will be setting up the complete database into the cloud application. So without wasting much time, let's start with the deployment process and let's understand how to deploy a complete project into the cloud application. And if you find this video useful, do like and share this video. And if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update from my side and you're always ready for your next interview. So without wasting much time, let's start with the deployment. So let's start with the deployment of a simple application over here. So over here you can see we have a simple demo application which is storing some data about the students. So over here you can see we have two text fields, one capturing the roll number and over here capturing the name. So let's first go through this application and see how it works. So let's provide a name over here. And if I click on submit, you can see that the value is getting persistent in our DB. So as of now, everything over here works locally, since you can see that the application is deployed in the local server, that is localhost 3000. And the Spring Boot microservice that is working on the backend is actually deployed in the port 8080. So this is basically a simple Spring Boot project which actually saves the data of the student. So over here, let's have a walkthrough on the code. So here you can see this is our main class of the Spring Boot application. Here we have the controller which actually takes two parameters, one is the get and one as the post. So whenever we are submitting a data, we are using this post API, and whenever we want to retrieve the data, we are using the get API. And over here we have the student class which actually have a ID, that is an auto-generated ID, the name and the roll number that we are entering from the front end. And over here to ingest the data into the database, we have a service class that is a student service which actually saves the data into our database, and over here we just retrieve the value for the user. And the next and the final class that we have is a student repo. So this is a simple Spring Boot application which is deployed on the backend, and over here we are using the MySQL as our database. So this is basically the backend of our application. Let's now go to our front-end application. So over here we have the front-end application developed with the React.js, so which is actually a simple application which have only one component called as layout, and over here we have two text box, one for capturing the roll number and one for capturing the name. And once the user click on submit, I am posting the data to our backend server using the REST APIs that we have developed on our backend. So this is basically the two applications, one as a front end and one as the backend. Over here I have taken a simple example so that we can mainly focus on the configuration and the way by which we can deploy to the Heroku server rather than overcomplicating things on the application. And that is why I have made this application as simple as possible just by creating some simple CRUD operation so that we can create the API as simple as possible. Now let's start with the deployment of this application into our cloud server. So over here we will be learning few things. Number one, we will learn how to open an account into the Heroku server. Number two, how to deploy the front end and the backend microservices separately in the two servers. Number three, how to resolve the CORS error that we will be encountering while running the application because both the applications are deployed in different servers. And number four, how to configure a database into a remote server. So let's start with the deployment. So the first thing that we have to do over here is we have to go to the Heroku server where we have to create our account so that we can proceed further. And the first thing that we will be doing over here, we have to sign up for free account. So we will click on the sign up for free, and over here we will land on the sign up page for the Heroku application. So let's fill this application over here and let's proceed further. So over here you can see I have filled the form with some dummy data. Let's click on create free account. So over here we can see we are almost there. We have to just open the email ID that we have provided over there, and we have to confirm that sign up application. So we will go to our Gmail account, and over here you can see I have got a confirmation mail from Heroku that to activate my account I have to click on this link. So let's click it and activate the account. So over here I have to provide a password to my account. So let's provide a password, and we are done and we are ready to go. So let's set the password and let's log in into our account. So over here we have landed to the terms of service, so you can accept it accordingly. And over here we are done with signing on the Heroku application. Now let's start with the actual deployment over here. So another thing that you have to have for the deployment is you need to have a GitHub account. So I hope you know how to create a GitHub account. So I'm not going to demonstrate that. So let's now first create two projects over here, one for deploying the UI and one for deploying the microservices that we have created. So let's click on the create new app. So over here let's first create an application for our UI. So let's give the app name as Demo UI Technical Interview. So I hope this is available. Yes, this is available. So over here you can choose the region as US or Europe, that is totally your wish, and let's click on create app. And thus we are done with the creation of the first application, and that is for our UI. Let's now create one more for our backend. So we will click on create new app, and over here let's give the application name as Demo API, and let's click on create app. And over here also you can see we are done with our second environment, and that is for our API. So over here you can see we have successfully created our two environments, one for deploying the API and one for deploying the UI. So let's start with the deployment with one application at a time. So let's start with the backend service. So over here we'll go to the backend application, and we will go to the deploy tab provided over here. So you can see the method by which we can deploy to the Heroku server is by using the Heroku CLI, the GitHub account, or by using the container registry. So over here we will be using the GitHub account as a way of deployment. So for that what we have to do, we have to go to our Git account. So let's first go to our Git profile. So over here you can see this is my Git profile for technical interview, and over here you can see we have all the codes that we have solved in our previous videos. So if you need, feel free to go through this code. So now let's proceed with this deployment. So the first thing that we have to create over here, we have to create a repo over here. So let's create a repository over here. Let's name it as Demo API Testing, where we will be uploading all our code related to our API service. And let's make this repo as private. If you want, you can also keep it public, that's your wish. And let's click on create repo. So over here you can see we are done with creating a repo in our GitHub account. So let's now commit the code that we have developed for our backend service. But before that, what we have to do, we have to set up few things into our backend service. So the first thing that we need is our database connection. So as you know, in our local setup, over here we are connecting into our local database, that is the MySQL database. Now let's connect to our database provided by the Heroku application. And to get the access to that, we first have to go to our Heroku deployment server. And over here within the deployment server, that is for the API, we have to configure our database connection. So we will go to the resource over here, and we will go to this add-on. So if you click on find more on add-ons, you can see the total number of services that are provided by the Heroku. So over here you can see there's so many databases that they are providing on this platform. So this is basically same just the way we have our AWS application. But the problem is all of the application that we have over here are paid. So even we are using the MySQL database into our local setup, we cannot use that MySQL over here because the MySQL is a paid version over here. So if you are developing your project for the production, so you can easily purchase that for your use, and you have to provide your credit card details accordingly. But over here for this demonstration, we won't be using the MySQL database. Rather, we will be using a similar database which is provided by free, and that is the Heroku PostgRE SQL server. So I do not know how it is pronounced, whether it's PostgRE or Postgres, whatever. So this is the application that comes free on the Heroku platform. So for the demonstration purpose, we will be configuring with this application. And believe me, the configuration of the MySQL database in local and this database on the Heroku platform are exactly similar. So we do not have to change much to configure this. So let's start with the configuration of this Postgres database into our application. So we will select this application over here and let's click on install the Heroku Postgres application. So over here you can see we have selected the plan as free. So if you want, you can also take the paid version of it. But as of now, I will be selecting the free version over here. And the deployment server with which we need to connect this database is our API server. So over here we will select our API server over here. So let's click on API and let's click on submit order form. And thus we are done with the configuration of our database into our application server. Now let's start with the configuration of this database into our application. So over here we will open this database and we will go to the settings tab to get the connection string and the credential that we need to have for connecting to our database. So over here you can see we have got the host name, the database name, the user ID, port name and the password and all the necessary details that you need to have for connecting to our database. So now let's configure our local setup with this application. So over here we will go to our application, that is our backend server, and we will comment out our local setup over here. Now let's create one more config file called as the application.yml file. So we will create one more file called as application.yml. And over here for connecting to the Heroku application, we have to provide the connection details over here. So I will be providing the connection template in the description. Feel free to use it. So over here you can see we have a Spring JPA connection and the data platform is a Postgres dialect. And over here we have to provide three essential things, that is the URL, the password and the username. So let's provide the username and password and let's configure this application. So we'll go to the Heroku server. Over here we have provided with the username. So let's copy the username from here. Next comes the password. And next comes our URL. And over here you can see we have a big URL provided over here. Let's copy this entire thing and let's paste it into our URL section. But don't forget to give the JDBC as a prefix to it. So give JDBC : after that paste the entire URL over here. And thus we are done with configuring our backend application with the database that we have created on the Heroku application. Now let's commit this code into our GitHub account. So over here, since I am using the Mac, I will be going with the terminal for uploading my code to the GitHub server. But if you want, you can use the GitHub CLI that is easily available in the internet. So let's start with the committing the data to our GitHub. So we'll first go to our folder where we have all the codes, and over here let's first do a git init. So I hope you are familiar with the git code, otherwise feel free to follow me accordingly. And over here we will be copying the remote URL that we need for committing our code to the GitHub repo. And that's it. We are done with posting all our local code into our GitHub repo. So let's refresh the page over here. So you can see all the codes are provided in the GitHub repo. Now we are left with our final activity, and that is the deployment. So we'll go to our Heroku application where we have configured our database, and over here I will go to the deployment tab over here. And I will go down, and over here I will be selecting the GitHub as the method for deployment. And once I click on GitHub, you can see it is asking for the permission to connect to our Git repo. So let's click this button over here. So you can see our GitHub repo got connected over here. Now the final activity that we have to do is we have to provide the repo name by which we have stored the code into our GitHub. So let's copy this demo API testing, and over here I will be pasting the demo API testing, and let's click on search, and you can see we got connected with our repo. Now let's click on connect. And over here, since I am deploying the master branch, I will be selecting here as master, and over here I will also enable the automatic deployment so that whenever I am making any change into my code and I am posting it to our GitHub, the code get automatically deployed into our server. So let's also deploy this master branch into our server. So let's click on deploy branch and you will see it will start with the deployment process. So it will take about a minute or so. So let's wait for some time. And that's it. We are done with the deployment of our backend service into the Heroku application. So easy, right? Let's now view this deployment. And that's it. You can see our demo REST API got deployed into the Heroku application. And this is basically the URL by which we will be accessing our REST API. So right now, instead of pointing to our local host, we need to point to this URL so that we can retrieve and post data to our backend server. And thus we are done with the complete deployment of our backend application into the Heroku server. Let's now proceed with the second application, and that is deploying the front-end application into the Heroku server, and after that let's communicate between them. So let's start with our next deployment. So let's start with the deployment of our UI service into the Heroku account. So for that we will again go to the Heroku application, and over here this time we will be selecting the UI deployment application. So the process of deployment is also similar over here. We have to first commit our code into our GitHub, and from that we have to start our deployment. But before committing the code into the GitHub, we have to make some of the changes into our React code so that our application can talk to our backend server, which is actually deployed to this URL. So we will open our code, and over here wherever we are deploying, that is our URL for the backend REST API, over here we have to just replace it with the new URL that got generated after the deployment of our backend application into Heroku server. And thus over here we have changed our local URL to the URL where our REST API is now deployed. And that's it. We are done with the local changes that we need to have for deploying this application into our cloud environment. So let's start with committing the code into our GitHub repo. So first we will go to our GitHub repo, and over here we will create another repository called as demo UI. And over here also I will be selecting as private, and let's click on create repository. And thus we are done with creating our empty repo over here. Let's start committing the code into our Git. So I have created a Git init over here. Let's add the code. Let's do a commit over here. And let's provide the remote URL for our GitHub. Let's do a push over here. And that's it. We have successfully deployed our code into our GitHub repo. So you just refresh the screen over here and you can see the code over here. Now let's deploy it into our Heroku application. So let's copy this repo name, and over here within this deployment environment we'll go to the deploy tab, and similarly over here we'll select the GitHub and we will provide the repo name over here. Let's click on search and let's click on connect. And over here we will check the automatic deploy process and we will deploy the master branch over here. So again the deployment will start very soon and it will take a minute or two. So let's wait for a couple of minutes. And great, you can see our front-end application got successfully deployed into the Heroku application. Let's click on view and see whether everything is working flawlessly or not. And great, you can see we have our complete app deployed on the two server, the front end deployed on this server which is demo UI, and our backend is residing on another server, and that is demo API. Now let's see whether we can communicate between these two servers, and let's see whether the application is working or not. So let's put a dummy value over here and let's click on submit. And bingo, you can see our data is getting persisted into our DB that we have created from our Heroku server, and it is working flawlessly. So let's test one more time. And yes, you can see everything is working great. Now let me point out few of the things that you will be facing while deployment. So the first thing that you will be facing is after the deployment of the two applications on two different environments, that is deploying the backend on one server and deploying the front end on another server, the problem that you will be facing is the CORS error. So what basically happens is like, due to security reason, it is not allowed by the browser to talk between the two servers. So normally what actually happens in the real world, you cannot communicate between the two different servers running on different port without a particular authentication. So that is why without a proper authentication mechanism, our browser doesn't allow our UI to talk to our backend if both of them are deployed on different servers. Because if you know, our React works on 3000 port, whereas our backend is deployed on 8080 port in our local environment. And since there is a mismatch between the port, and that is why you will get a CORS error while posting or fetching the data from your backend application. And that is why you have to put some logic on your backend code so that the application can communicate between each other. So the way you can handle this CORS error is by providing a simple line of code into your backend server. So if you go to your backend code, over here within your controller, you can see I have put a code something like this. So over here you can see I have provided an annotation for the Spring Boot application, and that is cross origin, which means that if the request, that is the API request, is coming from a different application running on a different server using some different port, over here you should allow that cross origin policy. Means whatever may be the application, wherever it may be hosted, if it is trying to access our API, it should be allowed to do so with any header types. So this is actually the line that will help you from getting the CORS error. So to be very specific, you should not allow star over here, rather you should give the proper URL from which you are expecting the API calls. So over here actually we are expecting our API calls, that is the fetch API and the submit API, from our front-end application which is deployed over this host URL. So what we have to do, we have to just provide access to this URL to handle our API code. So what we'll do, we'll go to our application, and over here instead of giving star, we will be providing this URL. Means any request that is coming from this URL should be allowed to handle our application. Otherwise you should give the CORS error, because our data are secure and we should not allow any other UI to access our data. So I hope this is clear to you. So let's rewind what we have learned over here. So the first thing that we have to do for deploying our application into the Heroku server is you first have to register yourself into the Heroku platform. Number two, you have to create two or multiple applications for deploying multiple microservices for your application. So over here, since we have two microservices, one for the UI and one for the API, I have created two applications. Number three, once we are done with the coding, we have to submit it to our Git repo. And once we have successfully committed our code, we have to start with our deployment process. And for that, we will go to the deploy tab, and over here we will select the particular repo we want to deploy. And for our database connection, we will go to the resource tab over here, and we will configure the database that we need for our application. And that's it. Once you've done everything correctly, your application is live within a minute. So hopefully you guys have thoroughly understand this video, and if you have any doubt, do let me know in the comment section below. I will be happy to help you anytime. And also in the comment section, do let me know providing the URL whatever application you have developed by yourself and have deployed to the cloud. So hopefully this video was useful to you. If you have found this video useful, do like and share this video. And if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any update from my side and you are always ready for your next interview. So see you on the next video. Thank you.